the movie lore is kind of weird, but hey, it's
Did you like
canon.
it? Did you like the Minecraft movie?
Um, I thought it was fun and it was stupid,
Very stupid.
and that I think that it was faithful to the game in many ways that were good, and it was not so faithful to, I guess, my personal vision of what Minecraft is.
Tell me about it.
I guess to me, it felt too much of a focus on like the adventure and the combat and like the kind of like the epic kind of
Oh
like
yeah,
MacGuffin thing.
this
Well, I guess to me,
cinematic.
Minecraft is more about like exploration and the kind of slightly more peaceful, but also kind of like the eerie, like post-apocalyptic kind of feel.
Sure.
I don't know.
No, I get it, dude. More like a slow-paced kind of like Mad Max adventure movie, or no, maybe not even Mad Max, but like Lord of the Rings. That's kind of like a apocalyptic, slow-paced movie, right? Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
You could see it that way.
and of course I get that like Minecraft has a huge audience and everyone thinks of Minecraft differently. I'm sure that like the director and all the people working on it, they had their vision of what they wanted the movie to be like, and I think like I'm pretty sure that's how his vision must have been like of what this game is.
Well, you mean because it was like realistic? Like it wasn't like a pixel art
No,
animation game?
not the art style in particular. That's a whole other thing. Yeah, the story of just, oh, we have the orb of dominance. It's like this powerful object that allows us to go back home,
Yeah, that was very
and we need to go
Hollywood.
to the wooden mansion and find it.
Yeah, that was in
And yeah, I
hindsight that
felt
was
like
very Hollywood.
the whole story, the main plot points it revolved around were not from Minecraft. Or they're from like Legends, like Minecraft Legends, which is fine. Like I'm totally cool with them bringing in the spin-off stuff. But for that to be the main focus in a movie about the main game, I thought it was strange.
A good point.
You've got the real people going into the game. I don't think that inherently in itself is a bad thing. I think you can make a great movie with real people being sucked into a Minecraft world.
Yeah, they could have just
But
gone
the
into the
way that
cave,
they
and that's like
almost
the portal. Like there doesn't have to be a
yeah,
MacGuffin, right? Like the cave could have just been the portal, right?
exactly. But I feel like the way that the characters were almost making fun of the absurdity of the Minecraft world kind of made it stranger that they're almost like making fun of themselves, but not in a very funny way, in my opinion.
Dude, I got so mad. Why did they want to leave? I don't understand how they spent all this time in this perfect world, and then at the end of the day they're like, "You know what? I am gonna do real good at my job." What's this lesson? What the hell, dude? Everyone gets back home from Fantasyland, I guess. I guess that's always in the movies, but so unrelatable for these characters. For Garrett, the garbage man Garrison, to go back to his post-prime life? What? No, he can be a legend in Minecraft and make a difference, considering villagers are real people. Who cares? Right? Can't believe it,
Oh
dude.
yeah, I think I watched like your review of the movie, and you were kind of talking about how maybe like contractually they had to be like, oh, you can't spend all day in a video game. You need to go back to real life.
Yeah, it's a weird message as well, but it is very unrealistic. That like instantly broke my immersion. I was like, oh my god, I'm watching a movie. Okay, fine. You know what I mean? Like that moment when you realize you're watching a movie. That's not a great movie moment.
I guess I feel like what was it? Henry, the little
Henry.
boy dude. His whole thing was that he's like a smart nerd who's bullied in school. And that just screams like 80s, 90s movie to me. I feel like I don't really see any like 2020s movies that have that trope.
Sure, yeah, sure. They would avoid it because it is such a trope. But the Minecraft movie did it smartly in a way where they skipped a lot of the backstory, especially the beginning for Steve. Like nobody cares, nobody needs to know. He has a job he's sick of, so he has a dream, and his dream is to mine, and you don't need to know why. That's it. It was like a one
That's
minute
true. I think
setup.
the pacing was actually okay.
Yeah,
I can say that the pacing for the movie worked well. Like it moved from one point to the next in a way that worked.
this is so ironic because some people hate it or love it. But one of the best scenes in the movie was the I am Steve scene. Are you kidding me, dude? The way he times his dances because he knows the Minecraft world so well, he knows exactly when they burn up. So he has a dance routine tied to, zombies burning up. Because he counts the seconds. That's so good, dude. Whatever.
Yeah, it was a strange movie. But it's like,
It
oh, this
was.
is the a Minecraft movie that we've been
That's what
I
it
guess not
was.
me in particular, but lots of people have been waiting for like 10 years, right? And like this is the movie.
Yeah, but that's such a dumb thing too, because you can say anything that's significant. You can say at any point. Like I right now can say, oh, I should do a barely default movie. And like people always say that, like, oh, people they've talked about the Minecraft movies for 10 years. Jeb said Notch said he wanted to do it, and it's like, okay, sure, but at any point you can say anything about your project, you know.
I guess I'm not saying that like it coming out now is a bad thing. I think that it coming out when it did was actually probably maybe one of the best times in terms of like hype for the game.
Maybe it was interesting. It was weirdly hype. I did not expect that. I was expecting it to be pretty good, but also like would not expect people to just suddenly turn it into a meme the way they did, you know?
Yeah, it was interesting. I feel like it's the first time that a movie went viral that way, and I don't like the precedent that it sets.
Why not?
I feel like I don't want movie studios to take this as a good example of how to market a
No, they
movie.
won't.
But yes, it worked.
Yeah, it
It's
was, but it's kind of like a horror. It's kind of like a horror thing that a horror movie figures out how to do a horror suspension build up tension thing. You know, if the first one that does it is legendary, but then or like the first one that succeeds at it or whatever, but everything afterwards, like it doesn't surprise people or whatever. You know, so that makes sense. It makes sense
yeah,
that they would do it, but it makes sense that it wouldn't work. But maybe that's what you're saying you're scared of, I
yeah.
guess. The shitty movies.
And I guess we've kind of been talking about just the story of it so far, but I guess we can talk about the art style too. Because, oh man, was that an interesting art style they went with. I think that when I watched the movie itself, it was not as jarring as when I saw the first trailer, because I was kind of already used to it. However, if I had gone into it completely blind, I think it would have been very jarring. It's such a strange choice, in my opinion. Because I think the charm of Minecraft textures is the fact that it is pixel art. Not the fact that the blocks are cubes, but the fact that everything is so like low definition and up to interpretation.
I
And
mean,
I'm sure you
that's
know this because you're like a big pixel art guy. Like you're a crazy pixel art guy.
yeah, right. But I mean, I'm glad that the Minecraft movie is photorealistic because that gives me something to interpret. If it was a pixel movie and I have to recreate something from the movie, that's like me adding Minecraft dungeons, weapons, or something, right? Where I'm just like copying the pixels. That's no fun. Like the Minecraft movie is like a realistic
Yeah.
thing that I have to translate to pixel art form, which is much more interesting.
Oh yeah, that's totally true. Like I've seen all the stuff you added from the movie. It's really cool. Like the shields. I really like how you did those based on the movie texture.
Yeah, it's important to me. I like for the pack. It doesn't matter, Like fine if I need a Canon pixel arrangement, I'll do it. But in terms of fun for me, then being able to do more unique things is a lot more fun.
Okay, that's fair.
So I'm happy
I guess
about that.
maybe it's not even the fact that it's realistic textures that threw me off. It's some of the inconsistencies with the game. Like if this were a high-res texture pack, you still couldn't make it look like that movie.
No, true, but the movie
Like
was a third, or like 2 meters was 3 blocks, right?
something like that. The scaling, honestly, I can't excuse the scaling if it were all consistent, but it wasn't. Different blocks were different sizes, and that's what annoyed me.
Well, you have to consider like it gets pretty weird if you start to imagine Minecraft in real life. Like even picking up an item, do you bend down every time through your knees to pick up one item, and then like your inventory? Okay, if your inventory is a backpack, fine, and so then you just duck every time and you throw them one by one. You throw them in there, like once you start literally thinking about the physics of Minecraft and breaking a block too, like if you think like does it really, did your knuckles start bleeding, that sort of stuff, right? Or could you just tap it with one finger, like tick, 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 tick? Or how much force do you have to put in? Like if you start to think about that stuff, it gets pretty blurry. And I think within that, I think they did a good job, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard thing to translate this game that is so far removed from reality
Yep,
into
yep.
real people interacting with it.
Yeah,
And I
because
guess that brings me into another point is that I think this movie could have worked as entirely like blocky characters within a blocky world
but still
and
real
have no
life,
real life whatsoever.
still
I think
photorealistic
they could
though.
have had no real life whatsoever and just have a random like Minecraft character wake up in a new world and have like a unique story off of that.
I think so too. But do you mean like photorealistic style still, or do you mean animation?
I would prefer animated, and I think a lot of people would too, but I feel like they could even make their own style that isn't just the vanilla textures, and that would have been neat.
It would just be super weird to like. I don't think any studio like Warner Bros. I don't think you're gonna convince them to do a movie that ultimately looks like something that Minecraft YouTubers have done better for free for 15 years now. You know,
But yeah,
like
that's true.
animated
I
Minecraft
did completely
adventures.
get that part too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the obvious thing for them to to want. They want to be able to dump money into it. You know, they want to be able to paint a bunch of stupid props. They look amazing, by the way. Everything is like hand painted and stuff, like the real props. I'm trying to say, right?
Oh yeah, it is kind of crazy. The real props, they actually put so much work into making so many of the things actually real. It's a lot more than I expected. So much of like the village is actually there. So much
Yeah,
of like the costumes for the villagers are actually there, and it's just like the skin is added later.
I think it's great. I don't think it's great. It's obviously a bad movie, which is a weird thing. But for what it is, I think it's great. You know? Oh, dude, the scene where they're flying their elytras, I will never forget this, dude. Where Jason Momoa and Jack Black have to like 69 together to to shred the
That was
needle.
so weird. I was like, who wrote this and
Me,
thought this would be the
me,
best thing to put for the scene?
me, dude. I'm literally telling you right now. I thought that was the best scene in the entire movie, dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
Really?
Dude, it's so creative. Shredding the needle and then they don't fit, so they have to get closer together. They have to get tighter, like closer, closer, closer. And that's nuts. Nobody's done that. It's genius, dude. It's genius. Holy shit. I loved it.
Things that annoyed me was just the slight inconsistencies with the actual game mechanics.
Because you can't do
For
a
some of it, I can
69
totally
in
excuse
air.
it. I mean, not just that. I mean, I guess it's fine for that part. But it's more like when he jumps on a slime block and gets launched up, like into the air, without having come from a high place. That's those kind of small things that annoy me. Is that he was below the slime block, and then I launched him upward without any sort of like piston or anything.
Okay, yeah, true. A piston would have been cool. A piston would have been nice there. And if blocks are just small little cubes you throw down like Pokeballs, why couldn't you throw a slime ball and a piston at the same time, right? That would have been cool.
Yeah, just the little details that are just slightly off from the actual game.
But stuff like
Like they
the
had a quarter stair or something. Like the roofs of the houses can't be built.
I know, man, but
Like
you have to consider, like, again, if you're doing the real world Minecraft thing, at some point you're sitting there with Jack Black from the real world, and he's looking at a cube of wood, and he's wondering to himself, I can't seem to be able to cut this into a quarter. You know what I mean? Like, at some point he's just gonna be able to take the saw off the crafting table, even though we can't either, and he's just rubbing it against the wood, and it's due to the friction, he's cutting a chunk off. You know what I'm trying to say? Like. But it's the same with the pixel grid. Like, yes, in Minecraft, there's a very rigid pixel grid, but Jack Black comes into that world like, well, fuck your pixel grid, and he's just gonna push stuff around, right? Because he doesn't adhere to the grid. So that's kind of how I see it, you know?
It was interesting when they had the kid come in and kind of like mod stuff to his own desire, right? Like making the potato gun.
Yeah, that was so dope. I wish
was quite cool.
I thought the entire movie would be about that though, like Iron Man for Minecraft. That would be so cool. But it wasn't that much of that. There was only the potato cannon, basically.
Yeah. I was predicting this beforehand that Steve would be the guy that would just follow the crafting recipes exactly and only know how to do those. But then this kid would come in and then he would kind of come up with something that you shouldn't be able to do that's only possible because of like some real life shenanigans with like the potatoes and everything. And that's kind of what happened. But at the same time, it felt like there was already things in the world that did not conform to the typical Minecraft rules.
Sure, man. I mean, but yeah, that's always gonna be the case. You know, you're translating. Well, like what? Give me another example. Like what? Because like I said, the quart is there. Like I said, like if you have a sword and you have let's say you have a wall block and Steve has a sword, why could he not cut a circle out of it? You know, he literally could at that point. You know, like
True. That's the
that
thing. Like within the rules of that movie, it makes sense.
it
But within
has
the
to.
rules of Minecraft, then it's a hard line to try and make it make sense
Yeah.
and still be faithful to Minecraft. And so I understand that creatively, it's a hard thing to do. But I guess I'm just gonna say that I don't agree with everything with their choices for how they
No,
did
go
it.
for it. Go for it. I'm just what's it called, debating you or whatever. Now, give me your
Yeah.
example that you had.
Okay, let's see. Steve builds like a theme park,
Okay,
and the roller coaster has like a loop-de-loop.
I agree with you there. Stupid.
I think it would have been so much cooler if it were an accurate build of a roller coaster you could build with minecarts.
100%. Or a minecart updated at
Like
loops
they
de
don't
loops.
even ride it; it's
Hello.
just in the background. They totally could have just CG'd in a different build.
Yeah, or add loop de loops. What the hell are we doing?
Oh yeah, or add that to the game, or do the even cooler thing: use the slime block launchers to make a loop-de-loop. Because that's the Minecraft thing to do.
True. Yeah, that would be the better thing. Unless they do plan on adding loop de loops, because they have done a minecart a snapshot, haven't they? Like an experimental update feature for them that never
They're
got released.
experimental only, yeah. It's like a game rule stuff. I don't know.
Well, that's interesting. You know what I would have loved? I would have loved like a building only made out of cobblestone and wooden planks. You know, because Steve isn't influenced by the Minecraft community online. You know, watching building tutorials. You know, he should just like represent every kid in Minecraft beta that just started playing and just got cobble, got planks, and just started building just because they were easy to get. You know.
Oh yeah, that part I think they did right. They showed him building like a dirt house. They showed him building like a completely pink wool house,
True, but
and
it
that
was
was cool. I thought
it was cool.
that was good. Right?
Yeah, but there's a lot of there's a very Minecrafty style, you know, like very, you know, just oak planks, just big cubes of them, you know, and nothing else. Just big and big glass chunks. You know how old school glass used to be a cube thick, you know, not even a pane, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And cobble everywhere, big cobble bridges everywhere, and lava waterfalls. You know, I used to build the fuck out of those. I love those.
It was an interesting movie. I guess it was fun to watch. There were lots of funny parts, but I think just like as a movie itself, and like as a Minecraft fan, I'm just not like, so, oh my gosh, it is such a good movie, but just like, oh, that was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It was an okay movie. Could have been better, but it couldn't have been animation.
Yeah, I do understand that. If they made it completely animated, that would be just a whole different
I don't think you get
thing
away
they'd
with
have
it,
to
you know.
do.
I don't think you get it. It just doesn't exist, I don't think.
I guess the
Maybe.
great thing about Minecraft is that you can make what you want. You can make your own movie.
Yeah, and soon you'll be able to do it with AI. Isn't that scary?
No.